It's winter time again in Minnesota, and it's time for Stories for the Season. Hello, I'm your impromptu host, Leroy Harris from the Ulm Public Library, and we're very grateful to partner with NUCAT, the State Street Theater Company, the Brown County Historical Society, and the Grand Center for Arts and Culture. Each year in Stories for the Season, we bring you a selection of stories and vignettes related to winter and the holiday season that center around the theme. You may notice I'm not in the library at the moment. I'm actually over at the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, and we're very excited because our theme this year, Holiday Recipes, will involve us using the Grand's kitchen. We hope you enjoy the different segments about holiday recipes taken from old cookbooks in the archives of the Historical Society. There are lots of interesting directions and quirks, as well as some small stories to go along with them, and we'll be doing taste tests of a lot of the recipes too. We hope you enjoy this year's Stories for the Season. Hello, I'm Leroy Harris, and this is another segment of this year's Stories for the Season. I made a recipe from Eibner's handwritten cookbook for spice cake. And there are no directions. There's just the ingredient list. But here are the ingredients that you use. So a quarter cup of butter, a half cup of sugar, a half cup of molasses, 1 egg, 2 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a cup of milk, and 2 teaspoons of spice. So I wanted to make a cake in a 9x13 pan, and this recipe was too small for that, so I just doubled the ingredients. I creamed the butter with the sugar. Took a bit of work doing it by hand. If you've got a KitchenAid, go for it. I used that. Added in some of the other wet ingredients until that was a pretty good consistency. Then I sifted together the flour, the baking powder, and the spice. Now, it doesn't tell you what kind of spice, so if you have a particular blend that you'd like to use, go for it. I just used allspice because it has that nice mixing of flavors that you get from other spices. And then I poured in the flour to mix into the liquid mixture I had. And that's where things got strange. I'm used to cakes being really fluffy. I'm used to batter being fairly runny. This was thick, like cookie dough thick. I even added a bit of extra milk and it soaked it right up. It was extremely thick. So I was worried about how it would turn out. I couldn't even pour it into the pan. I had to scoop it into the pan and smooth it out. I baked it, and again, no directions, so no oven temperature, no time on there, so I had to guess it. I put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and then I checked it, and it was done. And here's how it turned out. So as you can see, that kind of very dense top texture there doesn't make for a very pretty looking cake, but if you wanted to cover it with frosting of some kind to make it all smooth and even, that would work great. But I was surprised when I put the toothpick in, it didn't feel very dense pushing in. It felt fairly fluffy. And so now we're going to give it a taste, see how it turned out here. Okay, cuts okay. And yeah, it looks very cake-like underneath. Okay, wow. Yeah, it's looking very cake-like. The crust is very crumbly. I can tell you that. Let's see if I can get this here. Oh, did it. Yeah. Again, didn't turn out very pretty, but if you wanted to experiment with different densities or other things like that, you could certainly do so. Okay, and to help me taste test here, I've got John from the Grand here. We're very grateful to him for letting us use his space. So there's that. It definitely looks very dense.
Thank you. Grateful for taste testing.
Okay.
The best part.
Let's give it a go here. So try a small bite. It's very dry.
Can taste the molasses in there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
A thick, hearty German cake.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So, give it a try. See what you can do to spice this recipe up, and enjoy. We hope you're enjoying this year's Stories for the Season, a collaboration between the Ulm Public Library, NUCAT, the State Street Theater, the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, and the Brown County Historical Society. This year, we'd also like to give a special thank you to the Friends of the Ulm Public Library for providing all the ingredients for the recipes that we tried out. And if you'd like to try them for yourself at home, give it a go. See how they work for your holiday party.